It looks like we are live. What is going on, guys? I am Flynn Masters, and welcome to episode 5 recap of Hell's Kitchen season 24, Battle of the States. A stream that a lot of you guys are very hyped for because after we got a couple contestants from the very interesting season 16, we got a contestant from the very polarizing season 10, and of course, the first and only all-star season of the show. I am so excited to be joined by the one and only Barbie Marshall. Barbie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing much better than I was the last couple of days. Allergies were kicking my butt, but I'm doing great. I'm here.
Oh, so you got here. Yeah. Well, I'm glad, I'm upset that you were sick, but I at least got better in time for the podcast. That would have been a disaster. Cool. Yeah, it's going to be so good to have you. So you guys get your questions away. I know what some of the questions are going to be for her, but we'll get to that. And yeah, we got a new member. He said he would give me a member right when we go live. So I appreciate you sticking to your word. It's all good. It's all good, man. Cool. Yeah. We got that spinach Laura we'll get into. We'll get all into that here in a second, guys. Yeah. But first, got to go. She's ready. That'll be the first one, I guess. So we'll go around the panel, though. Ultra, how are you doing, man?
Pretty good in general. Having to do a lot of catch up for myself in reality shows. I've weirdly been a little bit out of the loop on The Amazing Race, but I'm getting back in a loop of that now. I guess a part of it is that, like a lot of people, I was sort of spoiled on that season early on because everybody on Twitter was spoiled for that. So I kind of know what happens. Won't say what, but I'm getting in a loop of that, and I'm still in the loop on this show because when have I ever not been?
Well, luckily, I don't use Twitter, so I'm not spoiled on Amazing Race, at least.
That's a pretty sensible choice there, Gumball.
Well, speaking of Gumball, how have you been?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I mean, watched the episode, watched Survivor last night. That was a night of TV. Yeah, watched Amazing Race. And, but yeah, I mean, things are going pretty well, but same old.
And who finished it out? We got Jem, who once again is on the bottom because, he actually got here early for once, but still, we were all here ready to see. How you doing tonight, Jen?
I'd say it's comme ci, comme ça, but I would, I mean, it's kind of more personal, so I'm not going to get into it, but like, I'd say it's 50-50 right now in terms of my life situation, but I'm ready to have fun tonight at least. So that's
absolutely. So yeah, guys, since a lot of people are here, we'll give some questions for Barbie right away. So first of all, I guess the big one, obviously people want to know about like what you think about certain contestants, but I think your most iconic moment on the show is, can I get that spinach, Michelle? So
let me do it. How about you get me some of that spinach, Michelle?
Did you realize at the time when you said that it was gonna be like such an iconic moment at that moment, or just
all I was trying not to do was cuss?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you succeeded.
I tried to ask as politely as I could for the fastest thing that could come out in the moment that I needed right then. I didn't need anything else. No words, just spinach. Just saute me up some spinach, please, right now.
Right. Yeah. What else can you say? Can I get that? You said it yourself. Can I get that spinach? How about I get that spinach, Michelle?
And not say a cuss word while I did
it. Yeah, that's so real. Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer. I know a lot of people are going to ask about, and to be fair, obviously you did kind of have a bit of a rivalry with Michelle, but everyone's going to ask like the Tiffany's and Kimmy's. What's your take on Michelle in All Stars? Obviously your win was controversial. Again, obviously you kind of had a little bit of a ride with her. Now she's like a sous chef. Like, I'm kind of curious from my personal opinion. What's like your opinion on I'm just curious, what's your opinion on Michelle?
I don't really have one. I didn't really have a beef with Michelle as much as she had a beef with me.
All right.
Interesting. I can see that.
After the show, like, I there was no reason for a connection. Like, I'm just one of those people that I don't make friends with everybody. Everybody doesn't get the friendship badge.
Well, on that note, why don't you, because you kind of already told the stream about us about this. I think the comments are gonna be surprised by this. Why don't you kind of give people an update on how you are with Tiffany nowadays?
Okay, so I was invited to Tiffany's wedding, which was a while back. Let me tell you, because we are friends to a certain degree. We are long distance, like we have no issues. She's a mom. She does her own thing. It was a time in her life, and There was no reason to really hold a grudge with Tiffany.
I have a question regarding the wedding. I remember, I forgot when this was, but it was within the past few years. There were some Redditors trying to do, let's say, Hell's Kitchen season 10 contestants now, and there was that picture of like who people assumed to be Tiffany Gross at a wedding, and some people were like, that doesn't look like Tiffany. I don't think she's transformed that much. Would you confirm or deny that that's the same Tiffany? If you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, like, I think I know what he means because, yeah, like, there's a picture that said, this is what Tiffany looks like now. And I'm like, really? Because, I mean, same hair color, but otherwise looks incredibly different, like, even in the face. And
y'all know that Hell's Kitchen, like season 10, when did we film that? 2010? Babies, were y'all still in high school?
I was probably,
I was in middle school at the time.
I was 10 years old, yeah.
Would you leave us alone? We are Gen X's. We are old. I was the oldest woman in my season.
I forget that sometimes. Hold on. Because, yeah, I was in, like, 10th grade.
That's crazy.
Both times.
That's crazy you are, yeah. Well, you don't seem like that because you seem super spunky and, you know, you do look good, you know? I mean, yeah, so I wouldn't.
At least said I looked old. Like, remember?
Actually, that's what I want to ask more about because how was
listen,
at least was to talk, no?
Now, me and Elise, we are friendly too, but she did say that. She can't take it back.
Wow, how about that?
There's a lot of things that Elise has said and done.
But she looks fabulous.
Yeah. How about that, Chet? So you're good friends with Elise now too, huh? I can see that, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you can make amends with Tiffany, weirdly making friends with Elise does not seem like
I'm
that.
more friends with Kimmy. I've seen Kimmy more recently
I heard about
than
that
anybody.
too. Like,
I gotta ask about Kimmy too. Yeah. So about Kimmy, actually, finish your point about Kimmy first. I'm sorry.
Remember how I said we all changed a lot? Like, not too long after the show, Kimmy came to visit me at home. She spent a lot of time, like, where I lived on the farm. We had a great visit. Not too long ago, I was in Ohio, and I told her I was in Ohio, and homegirl drove 2 hours just to catch up. Like, she's been through a lot. She has become a mother. I've watched her as her friend become a mother twice and lose a child. And so all of that spunk that she has absolutely turned into her motherhood, and I just adore her for that.
That's really nice to hear.
That's
yeah,
nice.
you know what? Because we've had a lot of tea so far with our season 16 contestants. They do not get along. In fact, it's kind of surprising how much.
16, you mean, or?
Because you keep asking me about the people that I get along with.
But,
I mean, hey, if you get along with them, that's fantastic. It's still kind of amazing given what happened on the season because a lot of it was like infamously kind of vicious towards you, and I'd say kind of unjustly. Like, if I may be a little frank,
there are leaders and there are followers. When you realize that you've been following the wrong leader for a while, I think that it's okay to come back and be like, man, I don't know what I was thinking. It was just easy.
Maybe, yeah. Like, here's like, if I may be frank about something, I do think that episode 2 was kind of a bad showing based on what the Edge showed us from your service. Like, you did make quite a few mistakes, but even then, seeing how much backlash you were getting from your team, I was like, y'all, it's just a bad service. Let it go. You've never had a bad service once in your professional careers, ever. This just seems way overboard.
I have a question about Kimmy though. Like, about like speaking of Reddit, about like a month or so ago, like there was footage of Kimmy allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because I'm not sure 100%, but Kimmy allegedly having committed some sort of fraud or something. Is that true, or do you know about that, or what?
I don't know anything about that.
Never heard about that either, really.
I haven't heard about that at all. And so last time I checked, Kimmy had a job, and she really is not going to put herself in a position to lose her child.
Makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah.
So the Kimmy that I know is not participating in fraud.
Yeah, and yeah,
I feel like I would have heard something about that too, actually. And I'm like, like I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, Ultra.
Yeah, you probably will. Yeah, yeah.
Here you go.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing. So yeah, I mean, for Barbie, like a lot of people kind of see like because a lot of people like think call the red team most toxic, the season 10 red team, the most toxic team of all time, and a lot of that is because of just how vicious they were towards you. So it's like it is kind of cool to see that you guys have rebounded in a way, and it just goes to show the chat, I guess yes, as much as they like tea, it's also cool to see you guys. It is, I'm sure a stressful situation. You guys have gone along since then. So that's really, really cool to see. I guess there is one more person we haven't. So we've gone to Elise. We've gone to a, Tiffany, Kimmy. The other big one the chat wants to know about is your relationship with Robin, another person you were on 2 times with. What about that one?
Don't have a relationship with Robin.
Okay. Yeah. Just leave it there. All right. Cool.
Wait. I have one though.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, go Barbie. Do you have something else to say?
Huh? Oh, wait. Wait. Am I supposed to? We just don't. I mean, I guess we are people who did something similar, but I don't really have a relationship with her. Now I will admit that a few years ago I got hacked, and yeah, like that's why, like, if you see my numbers, they're so low. It didn't start off on purpose, but then I just kind of enjoyed the autonomy of not being on socials with, the random things that come along with socials, not you guys. There's a lot of random that comes along with having those high numbers and being on Hell's Kitchen. That just was a lot. And when I got hacked, I was just like, oh, I can add people back or not according to those things. And so that I'm not inviting any kind of drama into my life.
I got you. Yeah.
I gotta ask one last person for season 10, and that is Dana, because when I watched season 17, I felt Dana had this obsession with getting you out.
And season 10?
No,
Just
it's season 17.
Well, both seasons technically, but yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
And we no relationship there either. Surprise.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I am surprised myself, just for the sake of like, you meant things with Tiffany and Kimmy, but it's Robin and Dana. I mean, not that Robin's like the best showing either in her season, but weirdly, I almost expected it to be kind of the reverse. But however it works for you, I'm not judging like how you made amends with people. If they've actually come to make things right,
sometimes
awesome.
people
I
who
would
seem
prefer that.
smart are not as smart as the people you think are stupid.
That's a quote to live by my goodness. Yeah. All right. We got a couple. So yeah, guys, we'll get to the episode here in a second. I'm sure we'll get questions for Barbie throughout. We did get a couple of super chats for Barbie. This one isn't really a question, but it's all good. It says, Barbie, I love your season 17 elimination quote. Absolutely spot on. Yeah, that was.
Well, see, exactly. And after that, it was just no reason. The only person I really, really, really stayed connected to, you didn't ask me about, my bestie, Ashley. Ashley and I are just like, oh, I danced with her at her wedding.
Yeah, that's cool. And then the other super chat is from Justin Sullivan. Are you and Van still friends?
Oh, we're connected on social media, but it's just he didn't give me any reason not to be. And I don't know. See, look, I just learned what a ship was. Reddit taught me what a ship was, because I be trying to tell y'all I'm old. I am old, people. I really am. And so somebody was just like, we were so hoping y'all were shipped. And I was like, a ship? Where were we getting sent to? I don't understand. And so once they realized that I was thinking like a boat or whatever, they were like, no, a relationship. Like, why? How did y'all even get that? Like, we were joking in that moment about going in the hot tub. Like, it really wasn't anything. Like, nobody was flirting with Van.
Yeah.
That surprised me a little bit. He seems like a bit of a ladies' man, but hey, if nothing's going on between you two on that level, or ever was, cool. It's just something that people kind of like to do with anything, like a movie, a show, no matter what. They
Just
like
pair you up with a stranger?
Yep.
Look, it's Hell's Kitchen, not Love is Blind.
Yeah. That's the thing. People are weird like that. They'll watch Hell's Kitchen, but if there's like a little bit of a like romance going on, people get all that's just, and I get it.
Oh,
sex
you know what? There have been side romances, I guess. So
Like
people definitely.
Heather and Andrew.
We've had that cleared up, Jam.
Yeah.
I know. I had to do that.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So there you go, guys. So there's like most of the big chefs that I'm sure you guys want to know how Barbie kind of feels about them to this day. And yeah, we'll continue on with questions for her throughout the night. But yeah, we'll get back to that. Let's kind of get a little bit into this episode, this season. First of all, one more thing for Barbie in relation to this season. Have you kept up with Hell's Kitchen at all since your seasons, or even before, like you got on? How big of a fan were you, or just kind of what's your Hell's Kitchen lore? Oh, we just lost her. Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
She'll probably be back on. We had the same issue with Heather last time.
I was just gonna say it's the second time that's happened. We're
both with all-star contestants.
Ironically, as you were asking that question,
somebody sent me a message, and I'm old. It clicked off the whole thing. I'm sorry. So you were asking me,
how big of a fan were you of Hell's Kitchen before you got into it, and how have you stayed on top of it since your appearances?
Okay, before I went on Hell's Kitchen because my kids dared me to.
Oh wow!
I love that. I love that kind of motivation.
We made a deal. If I put myself in a position to go on Hell's Kitchen, they would try out for everything in life. Because we were talking about going to college, and my kids said, "But you went to college and you're just catering."
Ooh,
what the heck?
Right. So let's clear that up. That was also, I think, part of the motivation for a lot of people not liking me, because they were all there like beating their chest, like, I'm going to be the greatest chef ever, and I was just like, look, I promised these kids I could get a black jacket. After that, I don't give a fuck. Oh, can we cuss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been
weirdly
years ago.
Okay. If the idea for them disliking you is because it makes you look less passionate, a small part of me would almost take issue with that, except, I don't know, it's almost refreshing at the same time, because you're like, y'all, it's a game, it's a competition. If I lose, I lose. It is what it is, but I'm going to do my best while I'm here. And even then, you did at least come across as more passionate, and for that matter, professional than most of your competitors did, at least from your
I did care, because I was just like, I'm gonna do it for these kids, and I feel like I'm strong enough to get there, and then I was, and it was like, okay, the most challenging thing in Hell's Kitchen is not Gordon Ramsay. How?
Right? Yeah.
How?
It's the women.
It really was. It was just like, okay, all right.
Can I just say, bless you as well for giving me one of my all-time favorite Hell's Kitchen moments. It was in the third episode where, after you'd survived nomination, you got up early and was washing dishes, and it annoyed
I was mad about something. See, I wasn't. See, all right, we can only talk about what you see on TV, and if you go back and you watch that episode and you pause at the right time, you'll see them shoes on the top rack of the dishwasher that was in there with our plates.
Yeah.
So you're saying they were awake or what?
They ran through the dish cycle with our dishes we ate off shoes.
Oh.
It's like
wow.
so yeah, they were making that up.
Listen, we are only allowed to talk about what we saw on TV, and I went through that motherfucking DVD frame by frame, and when I saw that fucking dishwasher open, I was like, there it is. And now we can talk about it. Shoes. There were shoes in the dishwasher. That's what made me snap. In the dishwasher with the dishes that we
You know what? That is nasty. I'm like,
that
what?
absolutely sent me the hell off. Sent me
Sounds
off.
like
I lost my shit. Lost it.
Sounds like something Royce would do, to be honest.
It wasn't.
Who was it?
But the part I love the most, and if you meant things with Tiffany, great, but on show I didn't particularly care for her. Most people didn't. And when she and Robin you and they were like accusing you of like, what are you doing here? I just came out here to wash dishes. And she goes, I came out here with you going like this. And I'm just, as she's doing that, I am laughing my ass off. Like, Tiffany, you are making yourself look so much more ridiculous than you already
I mean,
do.
she was mad. I did wake them all up. However, I was waking up to make everybody breakfast and all of a sudden discovered that maybe every time I took a sip of coffee, I was
Drinking someone's shoe. Yeah, and if you didn't like bath water, you sure wouldn't like this either.
right. Like just wrap your mind around the fact that you open a clean dishwasher and somebody's damn shoes is in there and they talking about, well, that's
You
what I
know,
do
in
in the
that
restaurant.
hindsight,
Whatever.
whatever you think of, like, whatever a person's preference is on, like, you wanting to sit in bath water, I'm sorry, I wouldn't trust you either.
That didn't even happen till later.
I know, but like it gives precedent there. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry. If you put shoes in the dishwasher,
I'm not
I
getting
don't
in your
know
tub.
what the rest of you is like.
I'm not getting in the tub. I'm not getting in your tub.
All right.
That's how that translates. Yes, absolutely. Go through. See, well, we got DVDs. That's how long ago it was. But I really did have to go scroll through.
I have a
and look,
DVD
like,
too, actually.
I have every DVD.
like,
except
how
for
is
9.
that? Like, who would even do such a thing? That's why I apologized. I shouldn't have woken everybody up, but I was grossed the fuck out.
I can imagine. Yeah, that's good. That's gonna be like the biggest question now. We're conspiracies. Who was it? Who could have possibly been it? You know, that's the new conspiracy right now for Hell's Kitchen. All right, cool. So,
I didn't mean to start a conspiracy.
right. You never, yeah. It's crazy how conspiracies can start. We'll see what happens from it, but cool. Yeah. It's gonna be. There's a bunch of gates in Hell's Kitchen. Like last week was Carrot Gate. Now we got Dishwater Gate. Sounds like. So we'll see what happens.
Carrot Gate.
Now this week we got
Anaya's carrots.
Oh, last week
Cats get carrots.
Yeah.
This week we've got Bradley being Frazzle Gate.
Yeah, the first chef to ever go home over carrots. So yeah. So all right, cool. So so that was last week. So let's get into this episode a little bit, guys. For this week, so quite the interesting episode for Bradley. Here's the thing. I was so gumball. I was going to go assuming he was going to survive tonight. That's just how confident I was. This was going to be the beginning of his turnaround. But so in Gumball, you specifically, you actually had Bradley pretty high in your rankings.
I had him like he wasn't that high. Like he was like he was 8. Like so like middle of the pack. Like I was though with that said, I was definitely more optimistic for his chances than like what ended up happening here. But yeah, it's like I did think like, okay, like we're gonna get like Ramsey giving him a pep talk, telling him to get a grip, and then again, like he would at least have like this like turnaround, like as we saw from Egypt last season. But I think as the episode went along, it just became apparent that, oh no, this is not happening. Like this is just Bradley's downfall here. But like, yeah, like I think coming into the episode, I was definitely like at least somewhat hopeful that this would be like the start of his like new chapter basically for Bradley.
That's what I was thinking. Ultra, do you think had Bradley survived this night and had a good service, do you think, and this goes for Chad as well, do you think this could have been possibly a start of a comeback for him, or do you think it would have been gone? It's like easy to say, like in retrospect, yeah, probably, but you'd be surprised like how much that one good service could help turn someone around. So what's your
That is true because in contrast, you could go with somebody like Mary from season 11. She had a couple pretty weak services right out the gate in season 11. Then a good service or two completely turning around for her, and she became one of the strongest members on her team. Like it was practically forgotten her prior failures, and like good for her, she deserved it. Even Barbie, like with us right now, like a couple services she had early on had some problems too. Like maybe not the worst thing ever, but hiccups. It is what it is. And she went on to make the Black Jackets. Came this close to making the final 2 even. So it's possible, but
I really had hope for him. I really did. When he got the pep talk, I was like, all right, he told you exactly what he wants from you.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to communicate. And then when the first communication thing happened during service, I was like,
that's it.
Yeah.
I think it was
this is like one of the most like predictable last 20 minutes of Hell's Kitchen ever.
Actually, I thought he was going to be good for a second when he caught the polenta. When he caught the polenta and was like, hey, what's this? I was like, okay, he's focused. And then and I also wrote down like somebody was moving his lentils around. And,
Henry.
And it can be really, 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 really difficult to when there are so many people in the kitchen, and you have one piece of fish, and that happened during service, and he said, why you both cooking one piece of fish? One person needs to cook the fish.
Mhm.
Like, okay, so it might there it seemed like Henry was kind of like in between, and he was moving stuff around. And if you in your head have certain things timed out, all right, my lentils are in the hottest part of my flat top. I'm working on this while they bubble away. They're fine. And someone has moved it and you haven't noticed, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
a
for sure.
problem. I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately, it's a problem that you didn't notice and didn't check your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, there is one other thing between him and then you and Mary that I do think separates the two of you, and that is that his problems weren't specifically just with the cooking portion, because like a few slip ups, that is what it is. You both at least had confidence and a shred of leadership ability that I could see in you and Mary. With Bradley, while I'm sure he's good at his own job outside the show, I think a lot of confidence was getting kind of shattered in the season just because it wasn't quite being picked up as fast as would be desired within this competition.
But early on, it is a competition, and your teammates aren't really working for you.
True. You got to stand for yourself.
Like any little air, like look at how Anaya is all over Alexandra.
Well, so
It
that's a good.
it completely can overshadow that Anaya is making mistakes too.
Mm-hmm.
Alexandra is making a lot of mistakes.
But we aren't seeing any in the edit for Anaya. Doesn't mean she's not making them. It means we're not being shown any.
No,
Right.
I think Anaya's problem is that
No.
like the
there's
edit.
mistakes.
Yeah.
There's mistakes. Jada fixed one of her mistakes. It was a fish.
Yeah, I think with
Oh, yeah.
Anaya, her issue is that like in the edit, like she's not seen making many mistakes. It's more the like it feels a bit like Autumn, where it's like it's more the leadership that's it just looks good on paper, but I think it's rubbing people the wrong way. More and more people are going to see it eventually.
Right.
Very much so.
On that note of that's a good segue, and it is kind of ironic that you here for this because everyone's kind of comparing this red team to the season 10 red team of nonstop.
Oh, they're
fire.
spicy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, what's your thoughts on them so far?
My thoughts is as soon as I saw them use that target on the back, I was just like, oh, so. But they used her as a target, and then she kind of became a little bit of a villainess on her own.
Alexandra, or yeah.
Like I don't know. I can see where she's just like, okay, I don't want to mess up, but girl, how you messing up polenta?
Right, yeah.
Talk about the cream got me. What you mean? It's polenta. It's grits.
There's been a lot of basic mistakes. Again, the last two chefs to go home have gone over polenta and carrots and had the red.
I went home over spinach. What the fuck?
You know what? Legit culinary based question, because I've heard a comparison between polenta and grits in like past seasons. Is that really what they're like?
Yes.
Really? I gotta try that thing because I love grits.
Polenta is basically dried corn, and it's just cooked the same way grits are. Grits have lye. They've been soaked in lye first. But essentially, yeah, grits and polenta are the same thing.
Man, I gotta try that then because grits, fantastic. Love them. Grown up on them.
There's a little bit of a difference of texture. Polenta is a little smoother. There's a little difference in texture, but essentially, it's made the same way.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta try that then.
Yeah, you definitely haven't tried polenta. Oh, come on.
I mean, I don't have any major fine dining restaurants around me, so like I've never had fine dining restaurants around me in any place I've lived in. So, well, I guess there are a couple now from my hometown. I'm from Oklahoma City, but I haven't been to them. I didn't have the money to.
I don't.
You can find polenta in the store and get you a pot of water on and bubbling, and just sprinkle it in there and stir it.
Maybe I should look into that. Yeah.
Like, if you can make grits, you can make polenta. Make them the same way.
All right, I will then.
Yeah, so Jem, I kind of just asked the chat this, because again, I'm so interested because it's so cool to see these fights. But again, it's so interesting because both these characters in the main fighting is Anaya versus Alexandra, and they seem so polarized. I'm trying to figure out if they're both gonna be villainous by the end, if they both might have comebacks, if one or the other. So, Jem, as of right now, whose side are you on? And if not only that, who do you think in the end might be like the villain of this fight, and who might be the hero, if there is a hero or villain?
I'm there's a part of me rooting more for Alexandra just by virtue of like everybody's. I feel like it's just Anaya was getting good at it, and I feel like people were not seeing through it, and I was able to see through it, so I was sort of supporting Alexandra by default. That being said, it's like I don't know. I think we could have a Carrie and Elise situation where both of them are, where both of them are just like this, and at that point, it's like you're not rooting for either. But honestly, if there's some sort of like Hell's Kitchen rivals season, I would love to see both of them on it. That's for sure.
Yeah, because again, I'll probably sound like a broken record throughout the season, but I'm so interested to see where this goes. I'm kind of surprised the chat is like mostly 90% Anaya because again, she has.
I forgot about that part where she flipped off the person at the end. I did. She was rude then too. So
it was rude, but it was funny as fuck. I'm sorry.
It was, but it was rude.
Like rude, yeah. I saw people call it unprofessional, and I mean it's not professional, but it's. I think people were treating it like she was flipping off Gordon Ramsay, and that's not what she was doing technically. So I wouldn't go that far. Here's how I kind of see it, and follow me on this one. The Anaya versus Alexandra beef kind of reminds me of Declan versus Mark in season 19, at least at first, because as the season went on, you know which one to root against more, Mark, obviously. But I can't say it was super clear-cut at first. I thought that they both might be butting heads constantly in equally antagonistic ways until it became a little more obvious. Oh, Mark's a little more off the handle in this season than Declan is. Like Declan can have a big voice and a big personality.
Declan's my birthday twin. I love Declan.
Oh, there you go.
I'm saying like the edit was making.
Our birthday is on the 28th. We are both Scorpios.
Oh.
Declan is my birthday twin.
Of this month, you mean?
Yeah.
Happy early birthday then.
Happy early birthday. Yeah. That's
you like bringing up all my favorites.
And so with that said, yeah, Anaya and Alexandria, their dynamic seems kind of similar to me. Like Anaya's probably the more Declan type in that she's more grounded and has a lot more support from her team, whereas Alexandria is doing somewhat more polarizing things on the team, but is also being kind of singled out. So it's not a perfect comparison, but it's just kind of what it reminded me of. And honestly, I'm not rooting against either of them, but I am a little bit torn on who is the more villainous person outright, because I guess Alexandria is edging her out a little bit, but not by a lot. Yeah,
I was gonna say, I'm all for it. I like those kind of antics as opposed to go ahead, Barbie.
So here's one other perspective: the perspective of the woman who stands up for herself. We are always villainesses.
Man, that is a good commentary because
that's the way I look at it. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm.
As a woman who will always stand up for herself, I promise you that the first time that you tell someone no, and it's the first hard no they've ever received in their life, I can tell you that it's absolutely a diabolical feeling when you realize that they've never heard no in their life and they gonna get one and hard.
But it feels so good.
However, it can make you look like a villain because you have done the oh my god ungodly thing of saying no.
Anybody should be able to say no. Like, okay, I don't mean to take it to like this extent, but last I checked, in every context I've ever heard, no means no. If a woman says it, don't just write them off for it.
It's a complete sentence.
Yeah.
No. Period.
Technically. No, I mean technically in terms of complete sentence, maybe it's a interjection.
No is in fact a full sentence.
No is in fact a complete sentence.
Okay, thank you.
It is. No.
There it is, right there. No.
Period.
No.
Period. Let's go. Get that period. I always got to remember that in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, for sure. So kind of going back. So since we're on the topic, Alexandra, I'll just kind of go for you, Gumbo, because what I found interesting about her episode, again, a very, let's just kind of go through it real quickly. Like she once again, even during the challenge, she had a bit of a moment, right? Looked like it's gonna be a dish. No one trusts her. She had a good dish. During the reward, they had to show her. They're probably just fooling around, but even there's something about that, with Sydney. And the biggest thing was she had a bad night. Most likely would have been the boot tonight had the red team lost. And she got that highlight. Like they gave her a confessional before Ramsey announced who the winning team was, and they showed her reaction. So I kind of feel like the last time they did that in Ultra, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was probably Jason in season 7, where it was like the editors didn't hide they were going home. Who was going home? Like usually it's obvious, but they don't like flat out say the person in trouble doesn't like flat out say, "Oh God, I'm in trouble for lose tonight." This is like the first time I remember an instance like that. So Gumball, do you feel like they're possibly, to me, I could see they're possibly setting her up her underdog run and this is the start of it? Or is it going to be like Bradley where she's next to go probably? What do you
yeah, I mean, I don't think she's like, I don't think she's
set
gonna
up
be like
an underdog run.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, I don't think she's gonna be. Oh, sorry. I don't think she's gonna be like.
Me think. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Gumball, go ahead. You can. I'll get to Barbie in a second. Go ahead, Gumball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Alexandra's being said to be an underdog per se. I do think she is probably like gonna be like this big villain who's going to like have some like fun moments here and there. And I do think she's like in this position to where she would have gone out had she like been eligible to be nominated essentially. So I do think they want to keep her around for a bit, but like I do think she's probably gonna like flame out probably before Black Jackets. She doesn't seem like Black Jacket material to me. I mean, she's already had a couple pretty rough services. Tonight in particular is pretty bad. And I don't know. I don't think they would present their winner in this way to where it's like we're seeing so blatantly just how she is like dragging down her team and how she's like making all these mistakes and stuff. So I'm not feeling that great about Alexandra's long-term prospects, but like it will be a fun ride to see her like doing this stuff in the near future.
Because that's the thing. I thought Bradley might be being set up for the same way, and we saw how that went. So, we'll see what happens with Alex. Because that's the thing. The fact that the show went out of its way to highlight how nervous she was and possibly going home. Maybe this is the start trying to get her as like a rootable underdog with the team against her. Barbie, do you have something to say about that?
That's a good observation that she could possibly be, because there are just some changes that she could make. You know that pizza oven is hot and tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot and tricky, so she bounced back from that. Like the one thing is, she was on appetizers that night, and if appetizers stall, it may slow down the rest of the kitchen. But if they stop, you're completely screwed. They didn't stop, so they were able to fulfill service. And yes, I think the blue team did finish service also, but like they had a holy grail of problems and I love that during their elimination process that they also included Jaden because of his drop plate. I wouldn't have given that reason because he actually ran into Bradley.
Yes. Perfect foreshadowing. Ultra, is that the first time? I believe that's the first time ever someone has actually lost a point because they dropped their plate during a challenge, correct?
Yeah, first time. I was thinking back, I'm like,
that's crazy.
Nope, never seen that happen once.
We finally have a first on Hell's Kitchen.
I know that is crazy. It's never happened. You would have thought, like, with all the commotion, like usually it's edited, I'm sure, but like with all the commotion, that would happen one time. But I generally can't believe it happened. That's crazy.
The closest I've seen to an incident like that happening, I mean, nothing close to breaking a plate, but at least something to where there's a lot of commotion that causes a delay in the dish getting up there. Aside from like obviously like just long cooking times. I was thinking back to Joy in
that was my
12 during the final 7 during that reward challenge where she brings it up there and she's still assembling the dish in a plate, technically breaking rules. And she's just like, it just can't do it. The meat's not done. The meat isn't even done. So whose fault is that then? Okay, Barbie, you're the cook here. I'm not, so maybe I'm wrong. But as I was looking at her dish, I'm like, your dish clearly looks cooked to me. I mean, I don't know what you're concerned about.
I can't go. Sometimes people just have stuff going on in their heads and they talk out loud and you just be like, what?
That is true. Given what we know, given what happened to Joy that season, that would check out.
Yeah.
I think the biggest takeaway from this episode was communication is key.
Mm-hmm.
And who can Bradley learn the words to America? Who was it? Was it Bradley or was it John? Somebody needed to learn the words to America.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was John. It was John who had Ron. Oh, beautiful.
La da di da. Like, oh my gosh.
Also please, Hell's Kitchen, Fox, Gordon Ramsay, whoever, can y'all drop with the America stuff? Like we get it. Y'all love America.
I mean, but yeah, like I learned the lyrics to that song from the Muppet movie growing up. Like,
but
really?
do that? But the Muppet movie, I mean, do they still do the Pledge of Allegiance in school? I've been out of school for so long.
Me too. I
wouldn't be surprised if they don't, but
I feel like there'd be more.
I'm Canadian, so what do I know?
If that was going on, though.
Okay, that makes sense. There's a lot of changes here, but I mean, I guess they do every season try to do something with first responders and the military, and I think that that's great. But I still think that if you know you're gonna be on camera, don't sing something stupid that you should know.
Yeah,
I mean, and you would know the lyrics to America the Beautiful because it was sung during your season 2 during that one reward service. I was getting deja vu to that.
He's an encyclopedia of Hell's Kitchen. He knows this stuff.
I didn't remember that at all because I'm not an encyclopedia like
that.
He knows his stuff.
Okay.
Really? Yeah. Speaking of knowing his stuff, Grant, I've seen you say this, and I want to bring that up too. Obviously, been on my podcast before. Hell's Kitchen winner Alex Blue apparently is making some good progress with his singing career, guys. Like, I don't know the full story, but like I heard he one of his songs was like on a TV show, and like one of his songs, another song is like blown up on Spotify. So go check it out. Again, I know he's big into music. We're into kind of that same music as well. So yeah, go give him some support on like his social media, see what he's up to. But yeah, it's cool to see like a chef go from a chef to singer career. So we'll hope for the best for Alex as well. But yeah, cool. So let's kind of talk more about the challenge. That was kind of the biggest thing from the challenge. The other thing I want to talk about, it was just a little quick thing, but Gumball, Ellie continues to get some pretty good content, I feel. Again, the only other person kind of got some nice little content during the reward. And it's been very, very quietly, you could say too quietly, but very, very quietly, been consistent chef this season. So what's kind of your thoughts on Ellie? Doesn't seem like a contender, but like, in my opinion, could very well be a black jacket at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I do think I did put Ellie higher on the last week. I felt like last week was a good episode for her, and like you said, like I do think this was another good episode for her. I feel like she got pretty good content during the actual challenge. Talks about how she's becoming more confident, and that this is what she's been chasing, and obviously, again, also some fun moments during the reward as well. So I do feel like this was another good episode for Ellie. I do think if she keeps it up, I do think she could start to become more of a contender moving forward. But yeah, I do think this is definitely a step in the right direction for her.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm a big fan of both bands. So that's cool to see.
She was on Meat. She was on Meat tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Meat is definitely a sink or swim station. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, there's like really, 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 really no. Everything on the Meat station takes at least 2 times as long as anything else coming out of there. Aside from cooking risotto from dry, like so yeah. If you're on Meats and you're ahead and your kitchen is communicating with you, then it has the potential to be a smooth sailing night. However, if you're on Meats and you're smooth sailing, and then all of a sudden you go from, oh, I have 2 wellies on the ticket and it's going with the fish, but you have to keep remaking the fish, and the fish takes 7 minutes. So then you have to be ahead, or you're going to be drugged down by everything else because you have to be ahead. It takes longer, and it's part of the communication.
Yeah, like this.
That's a question I have actually from the second service you did in your season, because again, I mentioned that I did see mistakes in your part, but knowing how the Meat Station works a little bit better, makes me wonder, why was Robin thrown off by your timing? Shouldn't it have
She
been the
wasn't.
other way around?
Yeah.
She wasn't. Are you talking about All Stars?
In season 10.
Oh.
Although I guess that one too, kind of. Although you were on the meat station there in season 10, you were fish, she was meat, and apparently she was like how long is it gonna be? It's gonna be 2 minutes, a real 2 minutes, or a playful 2 minutes, or something like that. It's like,
Oh no. Okay, so this is what had happened.
Here goes.
My 2 minutes were real. And my 2 minutes were real because I walked into Hell's Kitchen with a watch on.
which
Yeah.
she accused of not working.
Yeah, your infamous watch. I forgot about that.
And then maybe other people got watches after I did because then they realized how long 2 minutes were.
Yeah, counting down from 120 for like 120 seconds. I guess that would get tiring after a little bit.
No, I mean you do have a lot going on, but it timing of things seemed to be questionable because that came up later on the flip side where it was just like, oh, I'm struggling on fish station, try to be accurate with your meat times. My meat times don't got nothing to do with your fish. Learn how to cook it.
Which, here's the thing, like, a small part of me is like, okay, I don't know 100% how called for that was. I loved hearing it, but
All right, so this is how it was called for. If you're getting cussed out because you're messing up fish and you decide in that moment to turn to me and tell me to worry about my stuff, worry about yours, you drive your car, okay?
Which, in fairness, yeah, Robin was doing more mess ups that service than you were.
You drive your car. I'ma drive mine. Don't come trying to make it about you, about me. I didn't even I didn't belong in that conversation. And so since she drug me into it, she then demanded an apology. Oh, listen, baby, Scorpios, you can't do that to us.
What?
You cannot demand a what? Because you started it? Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like I had no words for you. I didn't even have words. I didn't have words to discourage or encourage. I didn't say shit. I had no words. And then
lost for
all
words,
of
yeah.
a sudden, she getting cussed out about fish. And then she gonna turn around and tell me about my meats. Hey, learn how to cook fish.
It's like, your meats were fine. I think until maybe the last ticket, but at that point, everything was out of whack. So I don't know how much blame you get there.
Oh my god. Pretty much, yeah.
And just the way you talk to people brings down morale. You brought down my damn morale, bringing me into a conversation I didn't need to be in.
Yeah.
See, I told you they can villainize a woman who says no.
I love watching Robin, but she did kind of put a lot of the faults on herself. Like, that was her own doing.
Wait a minute. This lore will feed generations. What did I do?
No, like they like what you're saying, and so
yeah,
I know.
Yeah. No, that's the fan base loves to get the tea. So, and I guess we got another donation here from Daniel. But I think you kind of answered this. But like, which is hardest, toughest to work on in your Hell's Kitchen? It sounds like it is indeed the meat, or one personally that was hardest. Oh, okay.
Absolutely not. What did I just say about meats? You got to sit and wait on everybody else. Garnish. Garnish is the hardest station. Garnish is closest to the window, is closest to the tickets. It has to go up there and read. And every dish that comes out, every entree, garnish has to touch. Oh, you got 2 wellies, 2 chicken, and 1 bass. And then you got to translate from this British dude's accent. Okay, let's just add that too. All right. So then on the 2 wellies, you have some kind of puree and some kind of vegetable, and they're just bringing up meat and sauce. So you have 2 pots going on for that, right? But then you have double that. But then you got the bass, which might have some crazy shit like a poached egg on it or some shit. Plus it's puree or whatever, plus it's vegetable. So then you have 2 or 3 pans for that, right? And then, there was 2 chickens. So then you got another puree, another vegetable, or some kind of like farro or something, right? And so then here you go with 2 more pans. So now you have 6 pans going for 1 ticket, just one. And just like when when John looked over and said, how long on garnish? Well, which one? What garnish? Because I'm behind in this and we still have more tickets because he has to read the tickets.
Right.
Garnish is the hardest station. And everybody that made it to Garnish will tell you that it's the hardest station because you have to tell everybody what's coming and then you have to be there before them.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
have to be there before them. So before you can even get to plating, and what everybody can seem to forget is if you done messed up something, then I gotta remake 6 pans worth of stuff all over again.
Yeah.
You see, I
So
like that you bring all this up because that's something I've always tried to discern for myself is what station is the hardest because I think it depends on who you ask usually, but here's the differing opinions I've heard. From what you said, you actually do phrase it very well because it does sound insanely complicated.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned, and then I'm thinking back to like Steve in season 20, be like, I mean, Garnish is like the easiest station, so we should have the fewest questions. And I'm like, and even ours just be like, I mean, it's just cooking vegetables, and maybe cooking vegetables sounds easy when you put it that way, but even I'm like, well, yeah, you are cooking like.
but how many times you got to cook vegetables? They're not showing how many times you got to
Yeah.
really cook vegetables because how many times did the meat or the fish come back or the chicken?
Right.
Because
And
every
also, I
time,
think if you're
wonder is like
every
Garnish
time
is
it comes
usually-
back, the garnish you have to start Garnish over again.
also, I
You
think if
can't
you're
use
like, also, I think if you're cooking vegetables, because like if you're in the confessional and you're saying, "Oh, it's just cooking vegetables," but then you're eliminated, it's like then it looks like you didn't cook them well, you know?
Right.
You see that,
Wise words,
and
Jen.
that's the other thing. Like the only other thing that makes me wonder is that Garnish does tend to lead to the fewest eliminations for any chef that gets eliminated from a station. Usually, it's fish that seems to trip the most people up. So that's always why I'm curious about this.
because if fish trips you up, you're not making it to meat or garnish.
Right. Yeah. That's the biggest thing.
The
'Cause they
math
could
does
come
check
up
out
Because
there,
how
yeah.
can you tell if fish trips you up? And that's the fastest thing that's going to cook in the kitchen. How can you make it to meat, which is more as expensive, to reading the tickets to everybody when you can't do that?
Right.
So-
Yeah.
So let's be clear on the ranking. We have garnish hardest, and then we'll assume meat is the second hardest, and fish is the third hardest here. But where does appetizers go in between those?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that meat is the second hardest. It's not easy, but it's not the second hardest. I think that meat is in the middle. If you can cook meat and you have your timing then done well, meat can be the easiest. Meat can be the easiest. The hardest, I think, stations are you're gonna have to start with hot apps because hot apps is connected to garnish.
Yeah.
What hot apps turns into garnish. Like after the turn, hot apps turns into garnish. So it really no, it doesn't. It can. See,
Yeah.
I
I was
think
gonna say.
about when there's a lot of people in the kitchen, when it first starts, there's something coming off a garnish or garnish person is really communicating. If the person on garnish is communicating during hot apps and helping, they could, especially when there's so many people in the kitchen. They
Yeah.
should. They should be. But hot apps is a close second because it's got the dreaded risotto. It's got the dreaded risotto.
Yeah.
And
We're talking about all the fish and the meat.
So-
Can't forget about the risotto. That's been a classic mess up throughout Hell's Kitchen history for sure.
Yeah, so let's just
I
clear
think
this.
that the fish is more recent. Like scallops, yes. I think fish might be the new scallop. Like,
Yeah. So would you say it's like from hardest to easiest, garnish, hot apps, cold apps, meat, then fish, something like that?
yeah.
You know, it did just dawn on me. I was trying to keep track of every chef and what station they got eliminated on, and I kind of lost track after Tad's elimination in season 22. So I gotta look back at that. But still, with a commanding lead, it is fish for whatever reason. I'm sure you're right with your rankings. It's just that for whatever reason on this show, fish trips people up the most, and then garnish would be last. Although not by much anymore. Like apps did appear to it was close behind apps. So who knows what trips everybody up there?
You know what? Who knows? Because we're all different. We're
Right.
also all different. And
Right.
what was easy for me is not going to be easy for the same. And everybody comes in with a different skill set.
Right.
Like we're not all the same skill set when we come in. Not at
so-
all.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing to take away from it, right? You just never know who might struggle with what, right? They all have their challenges. They all have the, points you can stand out. But yeah. So we've talked about the characters. We'll go back to the episode in a second. But now we gotta talk about the moments real quick that you experienced. So this is considered one of the most iconic episodes in Hell's Kitchen history, not only with everything between you and Tiffany this episode, but of course the infamous Kimmy and Robin fight.
Yeah.
What was that like seeing that in person? Was it even more crazier than it was on TV, or about how it was? If you could just talk about that day and fight specifically, I'm sure we'd all love to hear it.
I'm trying to remember what we saw on TV. And I do believe I remember somebody saying somebody should suck somebody's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Robin told Kimmy, Kimmy, suck my dick.
Yes.
Suck my, like Van, suck my fucking dick.
And did we actually think that they would? They wound up living together after that. They fought.
That's crazy.
They fought like friends. I guess not the kinds of friends we are, but listen. Y'all, so I was just like, "Oh, guys, stop."
I'll be fair. I wouldn't normally get this particular about it, but it does kind of reek.
Was that the episode that Robin said, "I swear to God, I wish we were in the hood"? To me, because who's hood? I'm from Philly.
The weird thing is, I do believe
we don't care.
It's I do kind of believe there's something hood about Robin. At least I've seen some chefs try to pull it off and be like, "Nah, you ain't from the hood." I can kind of believe it too, but you are more reserved about it, which, hey, kudos. But yeah, she did say that in that episode. That's
the only thing I remember from that episode.
I remember everything about that episode.
Yeah. I mean, because I think she said it to me, and I was just like, okay.
I recall the blue team when they came over, we're seeing the cursing going on between them, and they was like, "Hey, there's kids in the dining room too." And man, it was vicious.
I was just remembering them using the "You just called me a bitch today and you expect me to keep my mouth shut" soundtrack twice in the same episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It started because they were friends and somebody called somebody. Listen, I was not really paying attention to that.
Which on one hand is kind of amazing, but on the other hand, I sort of like that. It's sort of like, I'm leaving y'all this stupid ass drama. I don't want to get into it. Oh, what about, again, I know you're friends with Tiffany now, but what about that service with you and Tiffany, actually? Because, man, when she screamed at you, I'm like, the hell is your problem?
What was she screaming at me about? Her burnt pizza?
No, the part where she was bringing up burgers or something or sliders or something like that, and you told her like, "No, I need time on the French fries, Tiffany." And she turns around and goes, "Will you shut up and stop fucking yelling at me? I am sick of the yelling. You want to talk. Do not yell." Something like that. Do you remember that, really?
If I needed time, I told her.
Yeah.
That wasn't gonna make the hot air coming out her mouth wasn't gonna make them French fries fry any faster. And if she told me she was walking instead of telling me that, instead of asking me how much time I needed, then hey, I need time on the French fries. But I had probably already told her that, and she decided she was gonna walk anyway. Try me, I don't know.
Thank you, Paulie. There. Again, so much of this service is so vivid in my mind. I swear.
Yeah.
Than Joseph's elimination. That's saying something.
Man, I feel like I should have went back and watched my seasons.
Yeah.
It's the time that you never
compared to how everyone else on your team is, aside from technically Christina and Dana. Yeah, you were incredibly professional. I mean, you're I'm not saying you were less professional than they are. It's just that they're the only other two people who made it far that come off looking otherwise good. It's you and then those two. Almost everybody else who made it far in your season from the red team. Woof. I want to give a little kudos to Roshni, though. Roshni seems incredibly nice.
I like Danielle as well.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
but she-
Danielle.
Danielle, yeah.
And then that leaves what's her
And
face?
Brianna.
Who,
I
yeah,
love Brianna.
forgot,
I love
yeah.
Brianna.
I do
Yeah.
kind of like Brianna too. Like the edit didn't make her look incredibly dynamic, but it was sort of.
It was, the first night. I think Brianna was our first to go.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
First to go, what? Like
Red team.
100 team,
Yeah.
yeah. 100 team.
Oh, you mean like
Yeah.
elimination? Yeah, she was. It was after Tavon and Chris were sent home, but she seemed nice enough. I guess of all the people on your team, she was the most kind of lost in the sauce in service, I suppose. And even then, I don't
It
know
was
how
a
much-
lot. It's a lot. Like a lot of people don't pay attention to that part about Hell's Kitchen where it says it's a culinary boot camp. So just like with any other boot camp, the more you know before you get there, the better off you are. The more in shape you are before you go to boot camp, the better off you are. So the more of a sponge you are and more you're willing to see, like, this is the way he wants it. I can only do it this way. And don't make any adjustments from that.
The thing with
Like-
Brianna, her problem was that like for us, it's like, wait, who was Brianna again? Oh yeah, the girl who made like a comment about Scott shaving her hair, and that was about it. Like,
Yeah.
that was actually Danielle.
see,
Yeah.
even though I
They-
felt
I
bad.
think-
Okay,
I think they both
so
did. They
I
both
remember
did.
about her was when she was like, I just want Ramsey to come Arizona and be like, ding, 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 service, please.
Service,
Service,
please.
please.
Yeah.
And then it comes back bad. She's like, dagger in the heart. Shit.
is that what she said?
Yeah, it's professional, but yeah.
I love that Ultra knows all this stuff and about Barbie's
Dude.
season.
Barbie, how many times did you watch your seasons?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, they did say that our season was like a perfect storm.
It really was. It's
Dorm
people,
emphasis on that, yeah.
it really was. A
Like-
lot of people either love it or hate it, but everyone knows about it,
Like,
Yeah.
really, like, I mean, there were times in season 10 where arguments were started. Like, remember when I was talking shit? I know you were talking shit about me. You know what I told Christina that day? Clemenza sneezed on the cake dish. You just lifted it up. Don't eat that.
Which episode was this? I don't think I recall that.
Yeah.
There
I
was
think it
an
was not fair.
episode where Robin was super, super duper mad at me because she knew I was talking trash about her, that I pulled Christina aside to talk trash about her. No. I pulled Christina aside because we had gotten a cake. And when we got that cake, there was a little cake dish dome on top of it. And I had watched Clemenza sneeze.
Oh God.
It went all over the dome of the cake dish. And then I saw Christina
God.
come popping out. And as soon as she lifted the dome, I was like,
Oh God.
Yeah, that's
Oh, God.
I was like the little girl. I was like the little girl from the movie. It's contaminated. Come here.
You're probably the biggest sneeze of all time. Oh my
So
God.
before she
Clemenza.
could get that cake in her mouth, I swept her away and told her what was going on with the cake.
To be
Oh
fair,
my
if it
God.
was on the if it was the dome
That
was
could
still
change the
on-
course of Post Kitchen history. Actually, had taken a bite of that. Oh
No,
God.
wait, time out, Flint, for a second. If the dome is still on it, then it's not contaminated
She
yet.
touched the dome, then touched the cake. It was
No, wait, if she touched it
contaminated.
with her right hand and she touches it with her left hand.
Either way, eventually her hands make
Oh my
make
God,
contact
Jim.
with it, so I'd be like, wash your hands now.
Wash your hands.
Just
Start
take
over.
it. Yeah, it's wash the dome and then yeah.
All right.
Anyway, Clemenza Gate again. Clemenza, give me a jacket and put this fresh one on.
Yeah, he was a dirty man. That's that's
You
he's the
know
word.
why he wasn't so dirty after a while? I gave him my bleach pen.
There we
Oh,
go.
Remember, he spoke
bleach
about
pen?
that. He spoke about that because one day I passed him and he was a mess. And I was like, hey, dude. You
I
gotta take
wonder if
this
this is the
fluoride
same episode
stick.
I'm thinking of, the final 9, because he had another incident during before service actually, where he needed to wash up his chef jacket. If it was that, then I'm like, yeah. And I love how his team were like mad at him. And I'm like, yo, Gordon Ramsay did tell him about that. I'm not gonna disobey him.
So, yeah, so there's more about now we got Clemenza involved too. Cool. So, yeah, let's say so let's get back to the season 24 episode. real quickly. I think it's a good time to get into service because we kind of talked about the everything about the challenge, all that. So let's go over the service real quick. So start with the red team concern they won. And we already kind of talked about Alexandra. She was honestly the main problem in that kitchen. There was like one overcooked fish that was solved really quickly. And Gumball, there was once again, we kind of talked about Anaya and Ellie. There was like and this was another, I think, good part for Ellie. They kind of talked about they two had beef with each other, which wasn't a total surprise. They kind of talked about this, but the two worked well with each other. So what do you think that means for not just Ellie, but Anaya going forward? Is possibly a good storyline for those two, a possible Christina and Corey type storyline.
I mean, potentially. I mean, I feel like the Anaya-Ellie relationship hasn't been a major focus on the show. I mean, I feel like we haven't really seen much of them interacting outside this episode where they just mentioned how like they like tend to butt heads. We haven't really seen that much to it. And I think that could be a double-edged sword because on one hand, like we don't see like the negativity. We don't get as much negativity from either of them, which could obviously paint them in a better light. But on the other hand, like I do think like if they are going to be moving forward in the game together, like if they are going to be like true contenders, and I don't think this will be like a major storyline within that. I think it'll be more so because like they have like proven themselves on this station, like how they have proven themselves to be competent chefs. So I don't really see that as a storyline, but I do think on the whole that again, I think that the fact that this is like a good service for them probably bodes well for like both of their chances, like actually like make it deeper into the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I think a very, very sad. But kind of wondering about Ellie's trajectory. This was a huge episode for her, in my opinion. So I'm really liking her chances of going forward. And yeah, overall good stuff. We already talked about Alexandra. She got saved tonight, and they pointed that out. So we'll see what happens with her. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the red side. The blue side. So both teams finished service, but it was not good. And Ramsey let the team know about this afterwards. It started with Anthony not communicating on the scallops, and thus that kind of brought Jaden down with them. And we did have a good highlight moment from John. Ramsey did kind of tell him to kind of step it up a bit, but overall, again, he highlight how he hasn't really done meets before and had another great night. So I still feel like it's good for John's chances going forward. The biggest thing tonight, again, this is so interesting to me because so many times in Hell's Kitchen, whether it's like a small character or a big character, right? When Ramsey has that pep talk, at least that service, like I always think about Gabriel from season 12, right? Like that service, he had like an all-time great service. And the next episode, he got ejected, right? So it didn't last long, but usually when Ramsey like hypes someone up, they have a good service that night, breakout. This was anything this was anything but that tonight. Like right away, Bradley is like, I gotta step up. And then he forgot the ticket. And I think we all know, Jem, you kind of said to yourself, we all kind of know he was going home at that point.
I personally was like, yeah, like when I was kind of like throwing my, I kind of like forgotten about those moments about, what's, who's James O. Anyway, I kind of forgot about all those, past seasons about the pep talks and all that. Kind of forgotten who and whatever. But yeah, when I saw Bradley gave him pep talk, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I got a vibe it wasn't going to work this time around. Or if it did, he was going to last another 2 or 3 episodes. That's it. That's all. But yeah, because the problem is that it's not just that Bradley fucked up. It's the fact that Bradley forgot the ticket. He was making the exact same mistake he was doing the past 2 or 3 services about communication and hearing and talking and all that. I'm like, just once or twice, boom. At that point, just, he's out. Like 30 minutes. The back 20 or 25 minutes of Hell's Kitchen, the most predictable of all time, or one of the most predictable.
Yeah.
I won't say boring, to be fair.
Garnish was the hardest because you had to communicate.
Yeah.
Why y'all think he was on Garnish that night?
Right. That's the thing. A lot of times, again, Ramsey will send home someone on Garnish because, they want him to step up. So it's already hard enough, as you said, Barbie, with all the tickets. But then you have to lead the kitchen as well, too. And it really is tough. I can see why you and many other people think it is the hardest station for sure.
The Garnish station, what he was asking him for, that's where he would have shown him he was listening, because he would have had to communicate. So even though he was on Garnish, he still had access to all of the tickets, and he could have looked and said, all right, this first ticket has a scallop and a risotto on it. Where's that scallop at? Did you even start it? Right.
Right.
But The person who was working the risotto also didn't say to whoever was doing scallops, okay, I'm 2 minutes out on a risotto, fire your scallops. So communication in that kitchen was just at all time. It started off wrong.
For sure. And he just
I
never
noticed that too.
He just never really covered. Ultra, going back to like do you remember the last time this has happened where like, a chef on the same night they stepped up? Nope, they just completely, because I think the biggest one I can think of is Jeremy, but like that was kind of like a wake up call and he didn't go home the next episode. So like that's the closest I can think of. I can't remember if ever, Ramsay had this pep talk with someone and they just completely shattered that same night. Think you're gonna be comeback and nothing happened. Chad, if you can think of anything like that too, let me know. But that's the.
I am trying to discern it myself, actually.
Yeah, I know this might be another. We've had a lot of firsts so far in Hell's Kitchen. The drop plate and like the first time a comeback pep talk just did not work.
And I wouldn't count things like bringing a chef up during like an elimination ceremony to swap them teams and say there's a last chance.
Right. Yeah, no.
Like that. Like that's not what you're asking for. I think that might actually be it. I'm double checking, just racking my brain about it.
Oh, by the way, with Bradley eliminated, I don't think
it's happened since Jeremy season 11. You're right. I think.
But even then, I really don't consider that because he didn't go home that same episode. It was an episode after that, but still. So yeah, quite an interesting talk. We'll get to Bradley's overall thoughts on Bradley here in a second. But yeah, that was the notes for the blue team. And yeah, so the other big thing, as Anthony, what do y'all think about Anthony? Barbie, do you have thoughts on Anthony here? Because he's another interesting person. I saw a post the other day, like some people didn't like him. Other people really like him. He had quite a bad moment, celebrating after service, and Ramsay was not having any of that. So yeah, what's your kind of thoughts on Anthony, Barbie?
I remember that moment where he just like threw his arms up and like woo, like
Yeah.
and you know what? It was one thing when the team was like, oh, finally we finished, but he kind of made it about himself.
Yeah, that's the best
Like,
ever.
like he was a star, like he was a rock star, and it was just kind of like, bruh, y'all.
This is one of my all-time favorite Ramsay, like in a long time. Well, at least in a long time. He just went off.
In essence,
Yeah,
let me tell you, his actions could have cost them that win.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? It's easy to, if there was that was like the tiebreaker, you could say, like, are you kidding me? You're gonna celebrate that? I'm gonna make you guys lose just for that reason.
And then Alexandra doesn't go home all because Anthony over celebrated, and that's
honestly, that could what a change that could be.
Yeah,
but really, Alexandra shouldn't have been put in a position to go home.
I agree,
and I can see how like her attitude is challenging. Clearly, her personality is challenging. Like even during the reward, did she run into somebody on purpose? It wasn't on purpose, but it wasn't by accident.
I think that's Hell's Kitchen, like
Hell's Kitchen.
Like it's one of those like next time on Hell's Kitchen sort of moments. I mean, like
no, their reward, they got to go 4x4 in.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It gave me the same vibes as the next time at Hell's Kitchen's. Like I think, I don't know, maybe she might have tapped the back of her car once as a sort of joke, or maybe it was by accident. But it's like, let's just make a confession about Alex maybe being crazy just for the sake of
Okay,
that's just my vibe. But honestly, I do agree that the high five fuck yourselves moment was,
needed.
It was one of the It was, if I had to do a compilation of like best of Gordon Ramsay rapid fire moments in the new era, though it would be hard to find, but this is one of them.
That was just an all-time great, at least especially for the newer, like you said, Jim, like insult. I have to like go rewatch it again, but he was just going off of me. And I
can't wait till they upload it on YouTube and it's uncensored.
Yes, sir. Gumball, or I've asked you enough, Gumball. Ultra, thoughts on Anthony so far, especially now we'll get in.
Time out. You actually asked Gumball enough. He never talks.
Well, I've got
never talk.
Yeah, I've asked him like about Ellie so far, Alexandria, and
I know, but this is a catch-22 situation. This one would say, like it came out.
Ultra, what's your thoughts on excuse me, because again, it seemed like we might have been setting up for like a Bradley versus Anthony rivalry, and obviously that won't happen. I mean, so I was kind of wondering how that would go. So what's your take on Anthony here? Because again, some people I've seen like him, some people don't like him. Another very polarizing contestant this season. So after an episode like this, where do you feel his trajectory is going?
Less likable than I thought he'd be. I don't hate him by any means. I don't hate any of these contestants, to be fair. That's a pretty good sign. But if I had to pick
That's funny.
Like the people who I think are the most likely to win, while I see skill from Anthony, I don't think he's going to garner respect if he makes it far enough into the competition, like for like a final pass run or something like that. I'm sure the cast likes him, but just from how the Ed's portraying him, there is something a little bit more smug about him. So
that's a good word.
I think that's going to translate that. Was that?
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't say anything bad about him. It's just what I think the story that the editors are crafting is trying to give me. That's it.
Oh, these comment stories are cracking me up. All right, if you guys want to ask me, fine. I guess so. I've already asked him like about all these chefs so far. So the chat wants to know, Gumball, what do you think about Anthony going forward? Then, because they gotta know.
So I feel like I've been pretty consistent in my views on Anthony during the season. It's that I think he's like a capable chef, but like not one who's meant to be like a contender. Like I think he screams out to me as someone who will probably be booted like in like maybe makes it Black Jackets, but probably not much beyond that. Like trying to think of the name of who he reminds me of. Hold on.
Cody?
But basically like he's someone who's like what?
I said Cody is the name.
Did you say something?
I suggested
No,
Cody.
I think it was Brandon from last season. He reminds me a lot. He kind of reminds me of Brandon from last season in the sense that he's someone who you can tell like he's a capable chef, and like I think he definitely like attempts to like be a leader, but like, I think in practice like I don't think he's someone that Ramsay would resonate with as a leader. Like he doesn't like really rise up to. He doesn't really elevate his teammates, I think. And I think we saw that with Bradley and how he talked about Bradley, like the fact that he would just constantly complain about him. And I do think that's probably like a bad sign for him moving forward, where it's like, and I do think this episode was obviously a terrible look for him with him, like him celebrating, getting nominated. I do think that is just like a continuation of how I already felt about him. So I do feel like he's someone who probably still be around for a bit, but probably like not like go on to win. So like I think that's my view of Anthony at least.
I could even see him being like one of the next couple of boots after, because again, I feel like they're setting up him like his rival Bradley, and now that Bradley's Bradley. Yeah, I'm getting confused. Now he's gone, and I'm kind of interested to see where he goes. So but on that note, of course, he was the nominee. It was kind of fitting too that he and Bradley were the nominees, and then Ramsay called down Jaden. Was there any? I think it was like 99.99% certain it was Bradley. Again, we'll get into
it's 100.
My only thing was
I would have raised my hand to this one. Anyway, if we can go on.
He was such a big character. I was like, we're getting a complete shocking elimination. Someone like Jaden, who was the exact opposite, super invisible, might just be completely out of it and just be like one of those weird eliminations. But it sounds like for sure. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. So my take on this one was like, when Jaden came up, I was getting Matthew Francis Johnson vibes from how the vote was good. Not the vote, the elimination would turn out. Except obviously we handled it a little bit differently. But I was sitting there thinking, what's going to happen? I think Anthony's going to be asked like why she stayed in Hell's Kitchen. And Anthony started to give a really good response. So I thought what was going to happen was Ramsay would say to him, Anthony, back in line. He would ask Jaden the same question. And then he'd say, Jaden, back in line. And then Bradley would be all alone. And then at that point, Ramsay would say, before I even ask you, you got to look at it this way. I gave you another chance. You fucked up the exact same way. And it's like the third time. So I'm sorry, dude. You have to go. And I was kind of expecting that to happen. And I was half right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised we even had a nomination. That's why I was like wondering, most obvious elimination ever. And that's kind of why I was thinking maybe just a 1% chance it wasn't, because why did he just eliminate Bradley after service? It was so obvious it should have been him. So I was like, is it gonna be a really, really surprising, shocking elimination where something crazy happens and it's Jaden or something like
Too
that. That's
soon for that.
I've noticed that he doesn't do those little Frank from season 13 eliminations anymore.
I know. That's what I'm saying. This is the perfect time for it. You know.
Well,
but I think it's the question of episode time.
Brandon. How can we forget Brandon? We could have kept the trend going. You know.
No, but like I don't think it's a good idea. Oh yeah, I forgot about Brandon. You're right.
You see, I agree that the elimination was obvious, even predictable, but in fairness, I wouldn't say boring because I actually do think there was substantial buildup, and if anything, it is kind of entertaining to see this exact same mistake thing kind of pop up because you got chefs like Elise who at least claimed to never make the same mistake twice. I'd have to relook to the tapes, but I'm fairly confident that's wrong. But yeah, like a lot of chefs will claim that they don't make the same mistake twice. Bradley very clearly did. So just seeing him say, okay, just bounce back. You can do that. Drop the ball again. Same exact way. It's almost funny when I saw that happen. I was like, man, this just ain't your night. And maybe it's the music choice because that's something else I got to praise this season for. When everyone's saying it reminds them of like old school seasons like yours, Barbie, the music I think is helping because it's like, yeah, it's bringing me back those seasons too because the music does kind of amp the tension a little bit. A lot of like say seasons 15 through I want to say 18 had a lot more quiet services. Like the music was just a lot less there. Maybe that was to let the weight of Ramsay's critiques really weigh down on people a little bit more. But I don't know. It kind of made it a little bit easier to tune out at the same time. Here, no, you're focused.
So the way I see the Frank or Sterling or Brandon or Tennille eliminations is that I think it should be like because my problem with those eliminations is that hold on a second. Well, I think my problem with those eliminations is that they make it so that the service drags out, which is entertaining. It's fun. The problem is that when we get to the end of the episode, we're like, we know what's gonna happen, and it's kind of a little bit bland at that point. That being said, I do feel like that's why, in my opinion, it should be reserved only for episodes where take Sterling or Brandon. Well, Brandon, it's up in the air, but take Sterling for example. He was the only one that night who really fucked up. So it's like that's why it makes sense to eliminate Sterling, and just so episodes should be reserved more for those kinds of episodes. Should be more reserved for those moments, in my opinion.
We talked too much. We bored Barbie. She was having fun. Now she's gone.
Yeah.
Like honestly. But okay, so with that said though, what are your thoughts about we say goodbye to Bradley? In my mind,
Bradley Cooper.
One of probably the best early boots in a long time. I know we had Magali last year, but I feel like Magali was like your more so bubbly fan favorite. Happening. You're good.
Sorry.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Very good.
I feel like, again, maybe it's just because he was active within the community and all of that, but he had quite a huge edit throughout, you know? So overall thoughts going around the panel, start with you, Ultra. Overall thoughts on Bradley.
With respect, I'm kind of happy now that I didn't pick him for my draft because I thought with his super strong signature dish that he got, it almost won his team the challenge. I thought he'd be around longer. The services kind of proved to kick him in the butt. Just is what it is. He seems like an incredibly genuine guy, I can tell, passionate, but I don't think it means anything bad to say that some environments aren't meant for every chef, and I don't think fine dining is exactly where Bradley belongs, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. Is Barbie frozen?
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know if you can hear me, Barbie, but you are frozen. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah,
yo, this is a new record.
But yeah, like I like Bradley like as a person, and he's an entertaining personality at that. I think that once you saw him like an extra episode afterwards, it was like, he ain't making it far enough unless he has like the most mega insane comeback, and it never came. So
that's you knew a season 10 chef would freeze, so they could have the Tavon reference. Oh, that's so funny.
There you go.
Yeah, that's actually funny. Gumball, thoughts on Bradley?
I liked Bradley. I feel like he was a pretty fun like character, someone who I feel like was again pretty good person. Like he was pretty fun to have on the stream, and I feel like he came off well enough in the show. But yeah, he just struggled a lot out there, and I don't think obviously at the point where he just struggled again in that last service. I feel like again it was pretty obvious he was going out, but I'm so glad like we got to see him for a bit. I'm glad that he got as big of an edit as he did. We got to see him quite a bit, and yeah, I do feel like he is. I do feel like it's a loss to have him to lose him so early.
And Jim will close out the episode talk with you. Overall, final thoughts on Bradley here.
Yeah, he was like personality wise, it was fun, but yeah, like I lost faith in him starting in the first round. Yeah, like surface of the first round. At that point, I was starting to lose faith in him, and it didn't really improve. So I was like, yeah, he's gonna go home before the gift phase. And but as I said, like I'm looking at this cast, and I'm like, I could already see like 2/3, like after that first round, I was like 2/3 of this cast, I could already identify them as not making the Black Jackets.
Yeah, like I said, it's in the first for me. I think, and we can all agree in Hell's Kitchen history, the chef got that bounce back talk only to be eliminated that very same episode. So, yeah, a very interesting and just a big character all around. Again, maybe it's just because he was pretty. Of course, we had him on stream. He's been active on Reddit, so that's another thing too. I thought he's gonna have a big ride for that, because usually chefs who are active on social media make a pretty decent run. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I think objectively like a pretty massive character. And Barbie, you back now?
Look, I had to put my spectacles on. Hopefully my phone will be more patient. But
yeah.
I was watching a show and I forgot to charge my phone and I was watching a show.
But hey, Barbie, if you freezing makes you Tavon, then I guess you're the true winner of season 10.
Oh, yeah. All the comments while you're gone, everyone was saying you're comparing you to Tavon.
We mean the meme affectionately. Like Tavon might be a jerk or just a doofus, but
he was really young, and we stayed friends. Like he was really young, and he did not realize. Remember when I said that we all come in on different experience levels? Tavon was able to move up very quickly because there's just a high demand for work for chefs everywhere. There really is, and a lot of times that high demand doesn't equate to good pay or even great experience. So you have Tavon, someone had given him an executive chef position at his age.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm realizing that he has that in common with Maddie Bender from this season. Like it's all clicking now that executive chef. Well, not executive chefs, but like
sous chef in her case, I think.
Yeah, but the point is they were the boss of some chefs, and it's like, and then it's like, what? This is how you performed on your first night?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. As much as we do like to make fun of him, like legitimately, you may not make fun of him, but like how much of a joke, him being executive chef 22 is. Like, no, in all seriousness, that is impressive. That's the thing.
Was he only 22?
He was, yeah.
You're 22 and you're executive chef running a brigade of chefs.
Yeah.
When after our season aired, I needed to go to DC and do a thing. And Tavon helped me with it. And the thing I needed to do was go cook at the Pentagon. And Tavon went with me.
Wow.
Nice.
That's big.
You guys, throughout your season, you guys, get along well, it seems. That's good to see.
Yeah, I want to see Tavon on this.
It depends on who it really.
Right, yeah. Oh no! Yeah, God, we talk about Tavon and this happens. We should have brought Tavon up.
I do. I'm seeing the problem now.
That's funny.
I don't get it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's not funny, but it's like it is. Tavon froze. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? So hopefully she can come back one more time.
Again, I like. While he did deserve to go home that night, I can't really fault him for laughing at that comment from Ramsey. I would have laughed too, and I would have been sent home because.
Dude, I know I would be like Claudia from last year. I have such a bad habit of that, like laughing at bad time, just to kind of make myself feel better. I would.
I'm pretty good at.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When you really think about it, that joke is not like that joke shouldn't be funny because it did not make sense when you really truly think about it.
It doesn't, but it's just funny.
It's still funny because I know it's out of nowhere. I
think it's funny because it doesn't make sense.
Hey, Barbie's setting a new record with the number of times she's dipping.
She's pulling a Sebastian.
It's kind of like the anti-Sebastian. He kept trying to come back in. Well, I guess he kind of said, that is Sebastian.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, man, oh man. So
they're basically like she's like Jenna Maraska right now. Like I want to quit, but no. Yeah.
Okay, let's give Jenna Maraska a little bit of leeway there. Her mom was done.
No, I said season 6, Jen Nebraska. I meant, sorry.
Oh wait, did she say that she wanted to quit several times?
Yeah, she was like that's why I was like kind of pissed off when in the first 8 seasons I was like she was my least favorite winner of those 8 seasons.
Yeah, so hopefully she could she might, I don't know, hopefully she can come back.
I wanted to bring something up because I was running a few numbers while some of y'all were talking, because I went back and was like, okay, wait, what were the stations of every eliminated chef in the last couple seasons, at least if you were eliminated from service. I'm not counting, you can't count special eliminations like Anthony last season or something like that. And I just discovered that there is a little bit of there are some facts now that I can back up what Barbie was saying about Garnish being the harder station. I mean, still Fish easily beats it out, because if I'm counting how many chefs have been eliminated from that station across the entire series, it's been 87. With Meat Station, that's second, but it ain't even close. That's at 66. And it used to be that appetizers was third and garnish was last of the 4 main stations, at least. When I say appetizers, by the way, I'm counting both cold and hot together. I think usually that's how that works. But it was close. Garnish has now overtaken hot apps. Again, it's not by a lot, but it has overtaken it. There's been, when you count for Bradley and Kat in the last 2 services now, 45 chefs that have eliminated from garnish versus 42 chefs from appetizers. Again, you got a couple miscellaneous stations. You've got dessert or tableside or pizza, so on and so forth. It's complicated, but the 4 main stations: app, meat, fish, garnish. So
yeah,
like we now know exactly like what the hierarchy is there.
Oh my God, Jim, I can't believe you put that in the comment section. For those of you guys, I'm not going to say that. So yeah, guys, I know someone asked if anyone wants to know what's on for next week. Yes, so we've had our old school chef. So next week, for next 2 weeks, actually, I won't say it till next week who's after that. But the plan for next week is to get on Cara Marine. We have, so guys, give a W for Ultra in the chat. He was able to reach out to her through Reddit and get it to me. So we have Ultra thing for that one. Yeah, so that's the plan for next week. And oh God, I should probably kick Jim out after what he said. Yeah, hide your face in shame. So yeah.
Hey,
all right, so,
no, okay, I'll give you guys a hint.
Oh.
Cara Maria is kind of like my Hell's Kitchen 24 crush. You know what I mean? Like, let's just put
you obviously made that clear.
Okay. I mean, you can have a crush on a chef. I don't see a problem with that. But I think, did she say she was married? I think she might have mentioned she had kids at least.
Anyway, so I don't know if Barbie will be back, but I do want to say a thank you. If she does come back, obviously she can answer this, but I was going to get back to this as like one of the last questions. What was your so I mean, unfortunately you can't answer that, but thank you once again. It's all good for your for the question, donation, and just in general sign up for my memberships. And because I got to bring this up, guys, if you want to watch my up to 20 new videos and podcast exclusive to the channel, please join my YouTube membership and or Patreon, linked in my channel, so you can go see that. I already answered that, so get rid of that. But yeah, cool. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we'll see if she ever comes back or not. But
Barbie, do me a favor, can you get Tavon on this, please? I would love that.
Yeah, it would be all that cool stuff. So let's go. All right, cool. So yeah, let's say I guess we can. It's kind of awkward because I would say like goodbye to Barbie, but I don't know if she'll come back. So I guess, guys. So I guess chat just say collectively goodbye to Barbie, even though in spirit, I guess you could say. So thank you, Barbie. It's been a pleasure.
You, Barbie.
A lot of a.
Thanks, Barbie doll.
A lot of a.
Too obvious, man.
A lot of fun questions, but I think that's the funny thing is, as she knew, we knew more about the stuff than she did, even though she lived it. It seems so. That's pretty funny.
Granted, she did know things that we didn't, like the whole thing about a shoe being a dishwasher and the cake thing. Those things weren't in the episode. Well, she says if you freeze frame it, you can see the shoes. I'd have to look back at it to know for myself. I can believe it.
God, she was hilarious.
That much is certain, but as far as the edit portions, the fact that I can remember a lot of these sound bites, I'm like, wow, I figured you'd have them ingrained in your mind yourself, but you never know.
Dude, she was absolutely hilarious all night. Again, you can just see why people get cast so like right away. Like, oh my God, how could you not like cast her right away? So hilarious. Cool. So yeah, I guess Jim, real quickly. Remember quickly because it's been a long night so far. It's been 90 minutes.
Give me 5-10 minutes tops. Don't worry. All right.
Okay.
So
time for our game, guys. And if Barbie comes back, we can say goodbye.
Can we just call it the poll? Yeah. Anyway, so this time I decided after crunching the numbers and realizing that I had to dip into people who got only 4 votes because by the way, 9 people only voted this week. But when I got into the 4 people with 4 votes, I had to dip that deep. At one point, I got into I managed to eliminate 24 contestants this week instead of 25, but 24 is okay because after 24 we'd have a bunch of contestants with a vote score of 9, and I'm like, I'm not gonna look into those just for one person, so whatever, let's just get this started. In 300th place and 299th place, I've got 2 people with 7 votes against them this week. Basically, we've got the original Antonia from season 20 and someone else who was on season 20.
You got Mark and then Alex, which, yeah.
Then we've got the first ever person to be ejected from Hell's Kitchen.
If you don't technically count, well, okay, no, Jeff doesn't count season 1. But sure. You're right. You're right. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah. Actually, while I'm at, I'll just do 2 at a time. Anyway, so this person was trying to be kooky, but it flopped in my opinion.
Simone, yeah, like cringy kind of kooky.
Yep. So they both had vote scores of 13 with 5 votes each. I put Simone higher because her placement was higher last year. Next up, I talk like this, and the first boot of this season.
Actually, Jim, real quickly, Barbie says she'll come back in a couple minutes. Actually, no, I take that back. Go nice and slow.
Okay, you got Anton and Carlos. One you can remember really great, and Carlos, who respectfully I don't remember a thing about, aside from the same stuff I remember about Ava, which isn't much.
Except they're both from Alaska.
That's the little I remember about them. I'm like, yeah, it kind of feels like repeating. Like, what?
Yeah. As you can see, Anton gets a vote score of 11, Carlos a vote score of 10. But the next 2 people also have vote scores of 10 and 294th and 293rd. We've got a Young Guns guy who got frazzled by being yelled at by Ramsey, I guess, and another one who I find gets shat on by the fan base for coming across as arrogant, even though I don't think that was the case. I think that was just Millie blowing up at him for no reason.
Jay and Brendan, which, okay, I can't say Brendan is like super arrogant. I think there might be a tiny bit of an ego given his experience, but I think Millie was justified at least a little bit in why he was mad, because Millie was, with way less experience in the kitchen, able to back up his talk a lot better than Brendan could despite his experience, which, when you compile together the kind of chefs that Millie has allegedly come into contact with, yeah, I'd be perturbed a little bit too. It's like you want to puff your chest out a little bit and you can't even do any of this stuff on the actual line, which, yeah,
I think Brendan only had that one episode where he really flopped. I think otherwise he was more.
Honestly, he was never really very good in most of the episodes. I can't say it was the worst, but he was never strong. I'll put it this way. As much as I know about Hell's Kitchen, per what everyone else says, I would suck if I try going on a show because I don't know a damn thing about cooking. Mm-hmm. I can know every little thing I know about the show, and even on paper how to cook these dishes. Executing it, totally different story.
Sure. Now, 292nd and 291st, we've got the first person to ever be eliminated in spite of being on the winning team, followed by somebody who,
Carol.
Yeah, followed by somebody who, I think it was just a naming confusion, but hey, everybody rips on him for cooking tableside in the kitchen.
Yeah, Scott. Ironically, that's her whole name.
True, Carol Scott. Yeah,
that's not intentional, is it?
No, it's not.
That's kind of amazing.
I didn't mention this, but I didn't mention this last week because last week there were 3 contestants that were eliminated in a certain order that were eliminated in the exact same fucking order last year in the polls, and it's happened with 2 contestants in this week as well.
I like that there's been some revision around Carol, who maybe she's a nice person outside the show, but in show, it now appears that no one really liked her. And yeah, me neither. I'm sorry. Her entire theme was I hate Lacey, which everyone already did, and then I hate Andrea, which I would maybe be more okay with if you actually could perform better on the line. And she weirdly, hot take, I guess, Lacey cooked better on the line than Carol did most of the time. If you want to say who had the better attitude, it's probably Carol. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot closer than it really should be. But as far as who was cooking better, Lacey bailed people out a lot more.
True.
Granted, you have Lacey having a terrible meltdown. You can't dispute that, but yeah, it is kind of amazing that people realize now, you know what, I didn't really much like Carol.
But I think with Carol, like I still would put it higher than Lacey. Anyway, 290. So 290th, the other person with a vote score of 9 for 5 votes. And a person who has also has 5 votes but a vote score of 7. We've got an unfair elimination from season 13 plus another elimination from this season.
Got
Billy,
Ashley, and Elena. I like both those two.
Yeah. Next up, we're moving on to the back half, the second batch of 12. We've got the crackpot from season 21, followed by Carlos 1.0.
So
I like that Carlos 1.0. The fish, the Alaskan elimination disc or dish.
Yeah. Let's say I don't know if I'd call Billy a crackpot, but like I don't know. It seems a little bit overdoing it, but
I meant it was a character. Like
fair enough. He is a big character.
Yeah. 5 votes.
Speaking of iconic early boots, yeah, I think Bradley and probably the biggest one, Bradley is Sensei. Billy, you could say. Go. Oh, and then I forgot like Brad and all that stuff. Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Billy and Ava both got vote scores of 7, but for 5 votes. And I think that but Ava had a higher ranking, so that's it. Now we're moving on to people with 4 votes. First up with a vote score of 14. This one I'm going to go one at a time because the next one I want it to be a joke. This one, 286th position. He owns a diner, and I'm looking forward to eating at that diner one day.
How is he lower than Ashley and Elena?
Louis with a vote score of 14. It's just he had 4 votes. That's why. That's all it is. Next up, we've got one of us. We've got one of us 4.
I don't get it.
It's Survivor Gumball himself, Jason.
And Barbie's back. What's going on?
So I didn't make the same mistake twice. I made one initial mistake, and it trickled down.
I was waiting this past hour to make that joke, and Barbie comes in at that time.
Because that's
your joke's more to see you back.
Because your joke's more important than that. Anyway, we'll get back to Jem's game real quickly. So yeah, Barbie. Yeah, so real quickly, we'll let you. I'm glad you come back. We'll ask you. Yeah, you're good. We'll ask you like a couple more questions, then we can let you go for the night. So yeah, we got another donation. So it's all good. And wants to know if you can remember. There's a guy in the comment section who's again all pissed off at us that we're asking questions. But if you can't remember the nomination ceremonies of season 10, like, do you have a favorite one? Obviously, you're part of a couple iconic ones. So, do you remember one as your specific favorite?
Nomination? I hated all the nominations. Like, it didn't matter who was up there. Like, you know what? You remember that one time Clemenza got saved? I think we were all happy about that.
Yeah,
that was true. That was very true.
That was one time where it was just like, if nobody deserves it, it's Clemenza right now. And we weren't even there.
I think any elimination ceremony where, whether it's warranted or not, Barbie's name is mentioned, and you're just like giving that little like either surprised or stink eye or whatever, and you're like, those are good moments too, you know.
I did like how animated your face could be.
What stink eye? See, now I have come together through 2 seasons of being on reality TV that I guess my face is just one of those that my mouth speaks for, or like my mouth doesn't speak as much as my face does. And sometimes I'm not always thinking about what I see, but sometimes I am. And I think that my facial expressions were used almost crutch-like and weaponized. Like, why are you bringing me into this? I don't even belong here.
Well, that one of the reasons why you got nominated one of those times I remember was because you made faces at people, and that was one of your confessionals. Like, you're
No, they
nominated.
didn't say I made faces at people because I don't make faces at people. My face just makes faces.
I think that is more actually what was being said. Like, I'm getting nominated because I make faces, which, yeah, that is stupid. Like, I guess if they're trying to say it's like an attitude problem, I'm like, okay, you need something a tiny bit more concrete because there's no way. This is at the final 9, by the way. There's no way you deserve to be up for a nomination more than Kimmy, who was actively making more mistakes that service than you. Although, granted, either way, neither you nor Kimmy deserve to go home more than Tiffany. Again, I'm happy I'm ending things up. She tanked, y'all.
Either way,
It's just she tanked. You know what? But it was a lot of it. Would there were a lot of factors. It was just like that was the au gratin night, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
either way, all that matters is Kimmy's from the South. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
She does.
When
Mix
you
it a
were
lot.
asking about Anthony, I was just like, well, who's now gonna be the Kimmy from the South or the Italian from
the Bronx.
Bronx, yeah.
Staten Island, or like there usually is somebody that's from somewhere that
I
is
think the Southern
very.
boy this season is John.
You
It's
see-
just he's not very visual about it.
You see, that's part of why I love this season and why I can't hate it like a lot of other people do. Not only because I think it's very funny, but because you, along with so many other cast members, there were so cartoonish and animated that I'm like, how much can you take this really offensively? I guess it's like, no, it's like, and I mean that in like with like the highest respect. I like people who are incredibly animated. It's just more entertaining for the conversation, and it kind of endears me a little bit more to y'all. So yeah, and in all fairness, Christina was probably one of the most grounded people, and yet I kind of liked her too because she had the leadership capabilities in the season to back it up. That reminds me, what's your relationship with her actually?
She's great.
Yeah. That's
That
what I
sounds
think.
about
I'm
right.
assuming
We're
she's
friends
good.
on Facebook. Like she has done such amazing things with herself. Like we're great.
So, like, two more questions. Mason and Grants have been asking this, so we'll end off the night with this. What was it? Not even to outlast like the toxic trio who of Kimmy, Robin, and Tiffany, but like just in general to get a black jacket after again your slow start. What did it feel like to join that group and again make it to Final Four? Like did it ever become a possibility? Like holy shit, I just might win this entire show. Like what was it just like to be in that end game?
In 10,
Yes.
my end game truly was the moment I saw my kids because I had done
Right.
everything that I promised them to do.
Right.
we're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, nothing else matters now. Like, it really doesn't. None of like I came and did what I told them that I would come and do, and so I think that was the most important thing.
I like that about you. That's like you really do seem to have your priorities in place. It's like competition or not, reality show or not, I'm still me and I have the people in my life I care about. So you know what? Kudos, major kudos.
And the last question I'll have for you for tonight, Grant's been asking this, so I'll be nice and have you answer. What do you think it was specifically about, especially early on? It seemed that was there something we missed, that the red team just be so against you? Was it just like, after your first bad service, you just became an easy target right away? That's what a lot of people want to know.
I think that you missed it. They were like Dana and Robin were very pointedly asked why they didn't like me, and I said because I could cook to give them an easy out, and they came up with so ask them that question.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. In season 17, they wrote. I remember them being asked that question. It's like, why did y'all want her out so much? Well, because I could cook. No, that wasn't why. It's like, oh well, then why was it?
Well, I mean, it was the same reason that like I was okay. We're gonna go back to villainizing me. Everybody was like, I was a bitch for not wanting to hug Dana. The same person that was in the confessionals 2 seconds later talking about if she gives dude the stink eye, you know you're in trouble. Why you asking to hug me?
Now, granted,
No.
you don't know what they're saying in confessional, so
I sure didn't, but I know I didn't want no damn hug from her.
and even then, it's like, come on, like no one's owed that. Like, I don't think it makes you heartless or even bitchy or anything for not liking that. Like, I've seen people like that. It's like it's your prerogative.
Oh man, this has been fun. So Barbie, is there any other final things from your 2 seasons? Again, 2 iconic seasons of the show before we let you go, like, you know, that you would like to share with the audience for the night, or just any, it doesn't have to be anything like tea spill, just like any other fun moments, memories you have from your 2 seasons of Hell's Kitchen.
Okay. On the serious side, I'm going to start here. Of all the reasons, and I know I had a couple of flubs in there with my battery, that I signed up to do Hell's Kitchen. I really didn't think about the gravity of how many countries, how much it would re-air, how it would replay, how people would respond, and how long that would go, and how little privacy you really get professionally, personally. Like I couldn't walk down the street when season 10 was airing without people like screaming at me. Like I was so happy for COVID. So I would say, y'all remember that we're real people too, even though we're shooting the shit and talking about the show. Like this is really, Bradley's life. He may have come on to prove to himself that he was ready to step up and communicate, and then that became his downfall. So like give him some grace too, because every other thing that we saw him, he seemed like a pretty stand-up dude. So
I agree.
remember that even like everything that I've learned through Hell's Kitchen and being on there is that, yeah, you can have your flubs as a person on that show and still come back and make it right and have conversations and be an adult and build ships that sails, that are buoyant and stay afloat. And just keep that in mind as a fan, because the ones like you guys and everybody that's messaging in, and that y'all are all great, but then there's some others, y'all. They are relentless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that is something I try to tell everybody that I see on social media. Y'all, these people are not just characters. I might say characters occasionally, but I don't mean it that way. I mean, like, no, they are real people, no matter
Yes,
what.
don't be sending us your dick pics. That was the long way
Oh,
to say no dick
Oh
pics.
my god.
Okay, that was the
That should be
long-winded way
just
of saying no
common
dick pics.
courtesy, no matter what the circumstance.
No matter what. Hey, fellas, they're not pretty.
Yeah.
Especially when they are unsolicited.
Yeah. Note to self about guys in their private areas: none of them look flattering. None. Don't.
Yeah, I think
like
even
that. Unless the woman like maybe directly asks for it. I don't know.
No, but I think even then, like
But
even then, I think,
don't.
Oh
But
God.
really, like it's
No.
the thing we all talk about.
Oh,
Like,
Jem, what are you
stop.
gonna say? Oh, God.
no, one thing, because it's my turn.
Oh, God.
Wait, come on, everybody else gets
All right,
to talk.
it's your turn. It's your turn.
One thing, I gotta say that I remember watching College Humor or Adam Ruins Everything video, and basically that's it. Apparently, all dicks are weird according to women. So I'm not gonna try to pretty up my dick. And I mean, it's
yeah. Any guy that was saying you dick pics from that, they're weirdos and jerks. Don't no attention required for them.
I'm just saying, even if you're not saying dick pics, your dick is weird.
Healthy.
Let's be honest.
Okay, all right. I'll step it down from like that. The worst case scenario. Okay, the least offensive thing is asking something in a DM that you could have asked publicly or waited or just asked me in a format like this. Like some things, yes, I will answer, but other things like if it's not worth the DM, don't slip in there. Don't do that.
I won't get into that. I've never understood like the thought process behind that. As a male myself, I've never understood.
I think half of them are trolls, to be honest.
But yeah, some guys just don't age past their frat years in college.
Dude,
You think half the men are trolls or half the people on the internet?
Half
both.
the dick pic senders, I meant.
Either way,
100% troll. I think 100%, 100%. Either way you look at it, they're 100% trolling.
Okay.
Like, but I mean, we like people will still send hate mail too. Like, I have absolutely gotten hate mail, which I got it. Who is it? This haters are fans too. You are my biggest fan. If you are taking time to tell me how much you hated me, like, but no, I mean, really, Ultra is the biggest fan because sheesh.
Who was?
You are. Did I?
You.
Oh,
look! If you have big hands, bro. What does that mean?
That went right through your head, Ultra. It's like, man.
Yeah, I mean, I do have pretty damn big hands.
I would not have this YouTube channel if it wasn't for Ultra. He's helped me with some of my videos and the facts, all that stuff. It's just like he really is like my second man. It really is.
Man, I really appreciate this. I'm getting so much love out of nowhere.
Nah, like for real. Like you brought up stuff. I was like, what?
And I hope it's not creepy at all, because like trust me, I'm not trying to prevent like your personal life. That.
No, it wasn't. It was great. Like you like it really made me think. Like, thank you for that.
Yeah, and I do mean love for all that stuff. Like, you gotta be a special kind of asshole for me to say bad stuff about you. And initially, I was thinking that about Tiffany. If you mean good things by her, cool. I will let you have that.
Well, when we first get in Hell's Kitchen, we also don't know anything about the person that we're standing and cooking next to. And cooking is like totally a trust thing, because there's so many dangers in a kitchen. You have to trust the people you work with.
Very true.
All righty. So, oh my goodness, yeah, it's been like a 2-hour stream. It's been an absolute blast, Barbie. You've been an absolute pleasure to have on. It's been great. Yeah, what can people expect from you going forward? Where can people find you? I mean, if you want to give that information after what we just said, right? So
you see, I didn't have to put my spectacles on.
Yeah.
They can find me on socials. I'm at Chef Barbie Marshall on Instagram. What is that thing now? I rarely go on the X thing.
The X thing, yeah. The
formerly known as Twitter. I rarely go on it. I'm on Facebook, but listen, you're one DM away from a deletion if you find me.
Yeah, be careful, guys. What this word said, just be careful, right? So.
I literally have a caption. Like, if I don't know you, like, let me tell you, if you approach properly, then that DM will be answered. Like, it just really depends on what you ask. But if it's improper, I have no tolerance for it anymore. Like, I kind of have gotten to a point where follow me if you want to, but if you're posting nonsense, if you wind up in my feed,
Right, all right.
Yeah, like when I was on Facebook I just saw that post from Barbie. I posted on my birthday actually, where it was like, "Am I the asshole? Maybe I should just not order things with cheese. I just see this burnt ass pizza."
Okay, it was a white pizza, and see, I thought we were ending. All right,
yeah,
so I ordered a white pizza.
Oh,
and
God.
This pizza, when the server brought it to me, and his hand was trembling, and he was just like, "It's a little burnt. Do you want to take it back?" He really literally asked me if I wanted to take it back, because it's a place I go to regularly. And I said, "No, you don't want me to go back there because I'm not going to be nice." And so he took it back. And then he brought it back to me, the same pizza, and said, "The chef said they didn't feel like grating any more cheese for pizzas. So they're going to send you some mozzarella sticks instead."
Oh, God.
But this was the best part. The whole white pizza itself took like an hour to get there. And every 20 minutes, he came out and said, "The pizza just needs a little bit more time." And so by my account, the 20-minute check-in that he had prior to that pizza was done because it had to have been in there for 20 more minutes for it to come out looking that color. So I was hangry at that point. And so I really tried not to lose it, but then when he came with the mozzarella sticks and said that the chef didn't feel like heating up marinara to go with it.
Customer's always right. Have they heard this phrase?
No.
The customer's always right unless you're the one working at the McDonald's or the Tim Hortons, and then at that point you're just like, the customer's fucking wrong.
Hey, TP rules. It's 4:15 for you. Were you the guy from Reddit?
The girl,
I'm
I think.
sorry. The girl.
Yeah, I
Somebody
think I
was
saw
on Reddit and they were like, I gotta start watching at 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, what?
Yeah, dude, he's a.
It's
think-
it's like 12:15 for me right now. PM.
Weird.
Yeah.
I'm overseas. I'm not currently in the States.
You're in Asia. Okay.
You actually got that right. I don't want to be more specific, but yeah, my job has me overseas right now.
I spent a month in Southeast Asia. I know the time difference.
Yeah, to be fair, when someone says, "Oh, I'm in Asia," I'm like, "Well, which part of Asia?" It's a pretty big place.
I'm only just for like personal privacy. I'm not trying to be more specific.
No, I understand.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, it's 4:15 from it's been a 2-hour stream. It's been super, super fun. So yeah, Barbie, it was such a pleasure to have you. And yeah, I mean, thanks again. Let's all give a thank you for Barbie in chat and catch you down the road in the future, hopefully. And it's remember, guys, be careful what you say.
Maybe have me back when they get black jackets so we can compare notes.
Ooh,
for sure,
I love that.
We have to keep that in mind. Until then, you have a good night as we finish our game. You have a good one, Barbie.
Good night, y'all.
Hi, Barbie.
All right.
So,
all right. Our first ever 2-hour stream. Let's give a huge W for that as well. 2-hour stream. We're doing it.
So we've got the diner owner and Gumball and Hell's Kitchen Forum going home here. Then we've got
hair cut off like that, Gumball, where you are in the camera. You do kind of look like Jason. A
little bit, maybe.
Then we've got 2 season 15 contestants who are early boots. Both with vote counts of 11.
Shirkana and damn, I like Shirkana. Kevin.
Yeah, I mean vote scores of 11, and they were both sent home with 4 votes this round.
Kevin, I wish I had anything extra to say about, but yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we've got a decent black jacket chef and a delusional woman from the season after.
Keisha and Kaylin. I do get a little bit of the hate for Keisha. I don't feel it, but if you really like Rochelle, you ain't gonna like parts of Keisha.
Yeah. So Kaylin starts off the 4 vote people with vote scores of 10, and then for the 280th and 279th persons, 280th, you'll see like a big light reflection in her face. So that's my fault. Anyway, yeah. So first person is not really is one of the least known villains compared to their rival, and then meanwhile we've got Flynn's least favorite winner.
No, not my least. No, I like Nona actually. It's the worst winner. There's a difference. My least favorite winner is Paul.
Oh yeah, right.
That would make sense.
Yeah. By the way, Paul's been in danger a couple of times in this these polls. So both of them have vote scores of 10, and then we've got the last 2 people, 278th and 277th, and we're continuing this trend of women being eliminated. 6 women in a row now.
Yeah, don't believe what Jem said. I like Nona, guys, too. She's a bad winner, but don't believe.
There's a difference between being bad.
We got one more gate. Oh no! Now it's gonna spread around that hate Nona. Oh god.
And one of these 2 women actually ranked in the top 100 of last year, but not this year. This year they're getting 277th. And in 278th we've got Elisa's original rival, and 277th we've got someone who.
So Carrie, and then who was before her?
No,
I'm guessing a season 23 chef. I'm guessing.
Well, here's the thing. 278th is Carrie, Elisa's rival. And then 277th cracked the top 100 last season of this poll, and they were season 22.
I have no idea. Renisha?
I know. I don't think Renisha's going to crack the top 100.
Renisha?
I don't know. Dude, just show us, bro.
But Renisha's original rival, I'll give you that hint.
Oh, Carmen.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. So that's let's post.
And that's that. So Flynn post the link for week 5.
Don't tell me what to do.
Hey, dude, you stole my business idea. I tell you what to do every now and then. All right.
Every now and then.
Dude,
right,
he literally credited me for a little bit of stuff that goes on his channel. I don't tell him what to do.
Yeah.
I don't tell him.
Yeah. He gives me ideas, but I'll do that for you right now. So, guys, I'll go post the links to all that because Jem told me to. And Jem, are you gonna still be making videos still? I know you try to get into it. Are you still be doing that?
I'm still trying, and trying is the key word. The problem is, I told you I got this new job, and it's eating me up a lot. But I'm actually glad that the first Boots video didn't come out last week, because now I feel like this interview of Barbie, her talking about the stations and ranking them, is going to affect that a bit. Like I want to re-examine, because I feel like I was really having a big debate between Dominic and Will/Sarah for who's higher, who's lower, and I'm thinking I'm gonna put Sarah slightly higher now because Garnish is apparently really hard. So
all right, guys, and of course, as you guys know, I'm finishing up after what I started with Dave's winter story and done other videos in 2023. I'm finishing up my final 3 winter story videos, of course, going backwards where I started. So, of course, that means after doing Alex, going backwards, be on the lookout for Trenton's story video this weekend. Of course, the chef, the spoiler alert for the title, the chef who broke the women's winning streak. Of course, kind of forgettable other than that, but also kind of memorable as well. And it's kind of a fun winner to talk about. What a stream it's been. We've had Barbie on, of course. We've had all the gates to talk about. Our second stream ever, over 2 hours. We had over damn near 200 viewers the entire time. It was pretty something. So, yeah, guys, and of course, if you want to watch that video right now, you just hop in. I know we had a couple of people join and give donations and join my channel membership. If you want to watch that video right now, only for $2 a month, you can watch that on my memberships right now. And yeah, of course, if you're not subscribed or for some reason subscribe. And with all that said, I will see you guys. We all see you guys next week when we interview Cara Marie. So have a good one, guys.
All right, subscribe to my channel.
Carpe diem.
400.